Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Youth Man. In for a review, we've got a pair of KLH Kendall floor standing speakers, a KLH Story Center channel, and then down below we've got the KLH Windsor 12-inch subwoofer. Now before we get into the video, if you're into home theater, audio and video, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you'll be notified when the next video drops. All right, guys, before we get into the unboxing portion of this video, I want to give a big thanks to Worldwide Stereo for sending out this system for review, as well as for sponsoring this video. Worldwide Stereo offers an incredible assortment of home theater products such as speakers, subwoofers, amplifiers, receivers, all types of stuff. Head over to their website, worldwidestereo.com, to check out their selection. All right, so enough talking, let's get to unboxing. All right, let's go ahead and open up the subwoofer first. Inside, we've got the owner's manual, some foam on the top. Hold these foam inserts like that. Here we have the IEC power cable. Have a couple of foam inserts as well as the instruction manual. Here we have the speaker grill. I really don't ever use those, so we'll just leave that in the package. Ooh, dude, I like that look. Man, you guys, can't wait for you to see the finish on this. That looks sweet. Woo! I'm ready to check the rest of this out. All right, and what I like to do is turn these upside down, like that. We'll open it from the bottom, and down here, we've got the spike kit. And we're just gonna flip it upside down like this. Another foam insert that'll go into the port if you want to make that sealed. Instruction manual. All right, up front we've got the speaker grill. So again, I'm not going to unbox that because I don't ever use speaker grills. Got lots of nice foam surround here to protect the speaker. So that's always a plus. See, it looks like this piece got broken during transit, but because of all the other padding, the speaker should still be no problem. Lay it back down. Are you guys ready to see this? Nice. I like that finish, man. Golly, those are gorgeous, dude. That's really sweet. Not sure what the 90 is on this thing. The Kendall floor standing speakers are a three-way design. They feature a 1-inch anodized aluminum tweeter, a 5 1/4-inch woven Kevlar mid-range driver, and dual 6.5-inch woven Kevlar woofers. Frequency response is 25 Hz to 23,000 Hz. It can handle up to 250 watts continuous, has a sensitivity of 96 decibels, and is available in American walnut or black oak real wood veneer. The Kendalls measure 7 3/4 inches wide by 40 inches high and 14 3/4 inches deep and weighs 50 pounds. KLH provides a 10-year manufacturer warranty and they retail for $649 each. The Kendall Story Center channel has the same 1-inch anodized aluminum tweeter and dual 5 1/4-inch woven Kevlar woofers. Frequency response on the Story is 48 Hz up to 23,000 Hz. It can handle up to 150 watts continuous, has a sensitivity of 91 decibels, and is available as well in American walnut or black oak real wood veneer. The unit measures 19 inches wide by 17 inches high and 9 1/4 inches deep, weighs 16 pounds, has the same 10-year manufacturer warranty, and has a retail price of $398. Now both the Kendall floor standing speakers and the Story Center channel both have magnetic grills. The KLH Windsor subwoofer features a 12-inch composite woofer, a Class D 200 watt continuous 400 watt peak amplifier, has a frequency response from 32 Hz to 160 Hz. The unit is available in black oak vinyl finish On the rear of the subwoofer, we find an auto on power switch, dials for the gain, variable crossover, as well as variable phase. The unit measures 17.76 inches high by 15.35 inches wide and 18.11 inches deep. It weighs 47 pounds, has a 5-year manufacturer warranty, and has a retail price of $598.99. All right, so I've had the KLH system in my home theater for a couple of months now, and I wanted to kind of share with you just my thoughts on how well it performed, as well as some things that I really liked, and maybe just a few things that I wasn't so keen about. And so the first thing I want to share about is the looks, the cosmetics. I love the design of this series. I really love the finish that I chose. I didn't want to get just the average black finish. I've had a lot of black finishes, and so I'm really trying to kind of step outside the box and get some speakers in my home theater to kind of review, especially in different finishes. And so I'm really, really glad that I picked the walnut. The walnut on this is beautiful. I'll turn the speaker sideways. You can see here this beautiful grain pattern here. I really like that. And it almost has just a slight reddish hue to it, just depending on the lighting. You can kind of see here, but it's definitely brown, but it's just got a beautiful look to it. And I love the contrast. I love the contrast of this dark wood right next to this brushed aluminum. So I really like that. And then you've got this, almost looks like a carbon fiber type look. It's a composite woofer here. And so that looks really sharp. Probably the only thing I don't like appearance-wise is KLH chose to put these raised screws. And so I would have preferred to have them flush mounted, and that was just a design choice that they made, because you can see right here, there are 4 screws here that are flush mounted, but the ones on the outside, I'll turn it to the side so maybe you can see it kind of here, possibly. You may not be able to see it. Let's turn it that way. So here you can see they're kind of raised right there. And so, but again, that's just a design choice. But honestly, man, just a gorgeous looking speaker. I really like how they look in my home theater, and I could just see these fitting in a lot of homes, in just everyday average decor. Probably the only thing that it wouldn't match well, I would think, is if like you had a lot of white furniture. It might not be the best for that, but that's where you may want to go with the black. But I definitely really like the walnut finish in this. So appearance wise, I really like the style, really like the look of it. The magnetic grills, I always love magnetic grills. But one thing I noticed with this series versus my clip speakers that also have magnetic grills is on my speakers, they just kind of snap to a certain, you just put the speaker grill up to the speaker and it just kind of snaps in place automatically. And what I found with this one, it snaps, but it doesn't snap into place. And so sometimes you got to kind of adjust it. Again, that's not a big deal, but I did notice that maybe the magnets on this aren't as strong as the ones on my speakers. And so just know that when you put them on there, you may have to adjust them to get them to kind of square up. But again, that's not a big deal. So how do these sound? So I'd love to share with you my thoughts on that. Now, when you think about this system, I'm used to, kind of big speakers. My front left, center, right speaker weigh 120 pounds. They have a massive mid-range driver. And so when I'm reviewing a set of speakers, I kind of have to put my system aside and review it for kind of on its own merit, not really compare it to what I've got, because it's not a comparison. But the thing that I love about this is a super affordable system that will provide you with a really great sound. And let me share with you a couple of things. So there's a song that I really, really like, and it's called Liberty. Now, Liberty has just this beautiful, just mellow, relaxing sound to it. And then there's this beautiful vocal. The KLH series did a great job in 2-channel stereo for that. And what I really loved is when the saxophone came in and I just had my eyes closed and I was listening to it, the saxophone was just kind of rich, it was full, and then you could tell every time the person took a breath to blow in again, you just hear that detail. And I like speakers that are detailed but not overly bright, and these definitely are not overly bright. but they were detailed enough that you hear those nuances that to me really just draw you in to the music. Another thing these do really well is imaging. I remember when I first set them up, I was listening to some music and I was sitting here and I was like, man, I'd left the center channel on. And I thought I had turned it on just 2-channel stereo setup. And so I remember getting up physically and going to the center channel to realize the center channel was not playing at all. And so when you get your speakers aligned just perfectly to your listening position, it almost gives you this impression that there is a center channel playing. You can visualize in your brain and in your ears pretty much they believe that they're hearing vocals coming straight from the stage, like where you would have the main person singing. And that's exactly what these did. And so they did a really good job at imaging, especially for a small speaker. A lot of times I'm used to having bigger speakers that do a little bit better job with imaging, but these did a really great job at that, even for a budget system. I was listening to another track called Keith Don't Go, and in that it's just this beautiful guitar piece, and I really like listening to it. And so again, it was just very detailed. You could hear his hand moving up and down the fret. You could hear the strumming when his hand would bump the guitar. Those little nuances and details, these were able to pick up, and I really, really like that in a speaker. So how did it do for movies? Again, these actually really impressed me. When I first got the KLH, I had never heard a set of KLH speakers, and so really I wasn't expecting a lot. I figured they would sound okay, but these actually sounded really good for movies. The 12-inch woofer, typically 12-inch woofers, they're not going to dig super deep, and that's exactly what I experienced with the Windsor 12. During Aquaman, for example, there's several parts in Aquaman where there's these really, really low frequencies, and you could just pretty much, that part just kind of faded out. There wasn't any impact like I'm used to with my larger SVS PB16 subwoofers. And so the Windsor 12 doesn't dig super deep, but the bass that it did produce was very clean. It was tight, it was punchy, and it provided a good amount of bass for this size room. Now again, my room is 13 foot by 19 foot with 10 foot ceilings. So this is a pretty large room to fill with just a single 12-inch subwoofer. But like I said, I could actually feel it. It wasn't like chest pressurizing, so it wasn't massive bass, but it was enough bass to where I could hear it, I could feel it, and it provided a great overall experience for movies. It just didn't dig super deep. Now, of course, I like to crank it up and just to see what a subwoofer can do. And I was, again, very surprised, very pleased that when I cranked it up pretty loud, I didn't hear any distortion with it. It didn't bottom out. It played very clean, very tight. And so I was very pleased with that. I was very actually surprised that, again, that a budget subwoofer in a $600 range could perform as well as it did. And so very pleased with that. Now, one thing I always recommend, if you can, get a pair of subwoofers. You're always going to get better performance with a pair of subwoofers. I even have a video on my channel of when I play just one of my SVS PB16s, I get this nasty null. It's basically a huge amount, a lack of bass in my listening position. But when I add the second one, it literally removes that lack of bass, and I get this a lot smoother frequency response in my room. And so if you can, if you're considering getting this subwoofer, I would definitely encourage you to get two of them. You're going to get more bass, you're going to get more extension, and you're going to get more smooth bass response throughout your room. So you're going to just get a better overall sound in general. So who is this set up for? I think this system is great, especially for small to medium-sized rooms. It might struggle a little bit, especially the center channel and the subwoofer, if you've got a large room. If this is like in my living room, it would probably struggle because I've got a 15 foot by 25 foot room with 12 foot ceilings, and it opens up to my office, it opens up to my kitchen, my breakfast nook, and our dining room. And so I've just got a lot of space to fill. And so in something like that, by all means, you're definitely going to need to get another subwoofer. I don't think that single 12-inch subwoofer is going to pressurize a room that large. The center channel, I think, would do a good amount, a good job in even a larger room. Again, it would be great to have a much bigger center channel in my living room, but in this home theater where I've got it set up 13 by 19 by 10 foot, this had great performance here in this size room. The Kendall towers did an exceptional job here in the room, very detailed. When I was watching movies that had like gunshots or glass shattering, it was just really crisp, really detailed, but definitely was not what I call ear fatiguing. It wasn't so bright that your ears just kind of clench up and go, ooh, wow, that was just a little too much for my brain and my ears to kind of take in at once. These definitely did not have that issue. They were very smooth, but they were very detailed. Now, over the holiday season, these are actually on sale even right now as we speak, as I'm making this video. Over at Worldwide Stereo, they've got a sale. Some of the speakers are 10% off, some of them are 20% off, and some of them are up to 25% off right now. The subwoofer, one of those, is 25% off. So you can save $150 off the $600 retail price. And so if you're interested in picking these up, definitely head over to worldwidestereo.com. Check out their selection. They've even got packages instead of just buying the center or just buying the front speakers or the surrounds. They've got 5.0 packages. They've got 5.1 packages. I think there's even a 5.2 package where you can get the front 3 speakers, 2 surrounds, and 2 subwoofers, and those are all discounted right now. So I'll post links to it down in the description below for all of these. I'll also post a link to Worldwide Stereo's newsletter. If you're interested in, maybe you don't have the funds right now, but you're hoping to have those before Christmas time, definitely sign up for their newsletter, because that's probably the best way for them to notify you when a sale is going on. Well, guys, hopefully this video has been helpful. Hope you have a great week. God bless, and we'll catch you in the next video.